Unironically, this topic rather, is the reason why I came back.
Gothic underground city, we all sin. If I bring a couple rounds with me, then we all win. I came back.
Video games don't have the best reputation when it comes to women. So imagine my surprise when I watched Arcane and I felt heard and seen as a woman. And I know I'm decades late to this, but yeah, I'm here and I want to talk about it. As a child, and I'd say as like many other girls, I grew up with this inherent urge to not be like other girls. And it came from a lot of places, a lot of complex stuff, like growing up not well off in a very posh area and seeing no other girl around me like me. Whatever they had somehow made them a girl, and I could not have that. So I grew up playing with, hand-me-down dolls. My dresses were hand-me-downs a lot of the time. I started developing this disdain for everything that made me different from them because I could never have that. And as a child, I did not understand the concept of the socio-economical difference that we had. I was a child. I just started, developing this defense mechanism like, that stuff is not cool anyways. Although I loved Wings Club, but even those girls are very different from me. Something about the passion, the nerdiness, the tech, and just the power of having that magic appealed to me so much, but I wasn't magic and I could never be. Similarly, I loved Princess Charm School. It was one of my favorite things ever. I watched it on repeat. I so much wanted those uniforms, but I settled with a pencil box with a cast on it, and I loved that pencil box. But unlike our Barbie in the movie, there was no once in a lifetime opportunity waiting at the door for me that would just change my life and make me feel like I fit in with everyone else around me. In fact, her story is quite close to how I felt. Like she was just put in this situation where everyone was so much different than her. And then she did find herself, but she did not help me find myself. By the time I was in school, where I understood, my own gender, we had this whole wave of not like other girl thingy that was going on. I think Tumblr shifted it. But the girls who just walk around with messy hair thrown into a bun, wearing 5 days old hoodie. No, they don't shower. No, they don't use nail paint, makeup. That's disgusting. And they love boyish stuff like video games and Star Wars trilogy. And they love math and physics, like, those girls. So I was like, yeah, I can vibe with it. I like video games. That's crazy. So I am so different. Oh, and I started hating these lovey-dovey couples and pink color for some reason and anything that was girly, which is crazy because I was openly a directioner and closeted Swiftie. It was way later in life until when I started to, let go of all these notions I had with my own gender. And I was like, actually, I just like stuff. And that is that. I don't like stuff because I'm supposed to like it. Maybe to some extent I still do, but I just genuinely let myself like stuff or genuinely let myself hate stuff. Now, if I had something like Arcane growing up, oh my god, I would have been so less boy crazy. I would have a poster of me in my bedroom. Don't ask me why, don't ask.
Take those off.
Make me.
A lot of the media at the time also, helped with the notion of if you're pretty, you're just pretty. Girls could only be rich and pretty. That was the girls that you mostly grew up with. You wanted to be smart, you can never be pretty. And if you wanted to become pretty, like a smart girl wanted to become pretty, she would lose her brain somehow. Like that is part of the glow up. I guess if I saw Legally Blonde when I was younger, that would have also helped me. But I wouldn't have understood the movie back then. But if I had something like Arcane, which was so widely accepted, so widely well liked, if someone said, I like Arcane, you wouldn't go, oh, really? I think they did over that. No one would say that, right? I'm not saying that Arcane is the first series ever, the first piece of media ever that has done something so good for finding your own womanhood. What I'm saying, what I'm talking about is my own nuanced experience watching this series, which is the only thing I can give you. My individual nuanced experience as a woman watching this series. Stuff they have done, it only amazes you if the gender attached to it is kept in mind. Right. So I wouldn't go ahead and call it gender neutral. That just takes away from everything. It's not gender neutral, it's very much gendered. It just portrays everything in such a nuanced way that these are just characters. I don't know the name of the video or anything. I'll put the video right here. This writer said it best. If your female character is just a male character with boobs, it's not a good female character. There is a lot of nuance when it comes to gender. But yeah, I don't think it's completely about gender. It's about having role models. And if I had better role models or people I could relate to more. So I think let's get to the roster. And if you are someone who hasn't watched Arcane, these are not really spoilers, but maybe this roster will be able to convince you why you should watch it. We have our lunatic explosives engineer, haunted by the ghost of her past and the longing to belong. Then we have our prisoner fighter baddie, who was forced to grow up so fast that she has been in survival mode for so long, and the only thing that keeps her going is that she'll be able to see her family again. Then we have a righteous police officer bent on fixing a whole city by her own. Then we have a novelty that thinks more than what her parents taught her and wants to see stuff for herself. Then we have, and this, oh my god, I love Sevika so much. She is a henchwoman. Have you ever seen a henchwoman? You may have. Like, there are henchwomen, but usually what you see is like they're seductive, they're pretty, and all they use is their face and power. No, she is a henchwoman who does the leg work and the arm work for the mob boss. I love Sevika. Then we have a politician who has the ability to form allies so strong that she can just turn decision on her will whenever she wants. And she is beautiful, not just by nature, not just existing as a beautiful face. She puts in effort, she does the makeup, she knows what she's doing. And I love the way they portrayed Mel taking control of her sexuality in the series. That is another whole discussion. And lastly, we have her mother. A mother bear so bent on protecting her family, which extends to like her territory, that she'll do anything to protect them. So yeah, as you can see, these are just nuanced characters which are more than their gender, but their gender is a part of them. There is never a conflict about gender in the whole series, and they've done great stuff with their male characters as well, especially like some parental figures in the series. Most parental figures in the series are male, so I think they've done great stuff with every character that they have, and you will find someone who you can relate. It's like all you can relate to buffet. And the best thing about this series is like the suffering of the characters is equal in the way that their success is. Like, for every suffering character in one gender, you'll find their counterpart. For every conflict you'll see in one gender, you'll find their counterpart. Arcane women are not strong for women, they are just strong. I think lastly, I'll just link to some other videos that you should definitely watch. I think these videos do a great job getting into why the series is as great as it is. I just wanted to talk about it because the second season is coming out and I really wanted to discuss this with someone. Let me know what you think of Arcane. Not just in terms of gender, you can just say, I like fight scenes, they are cool fight, I like. You can just comment that. So, and yeah, I'm 24 and this is how Arcane helped me find my womanhood. I hope you're doing well.